Don't write a book, do this instead. We all know that there's a huge demand or a huge amount of people that want to write a book. If you go to Google, you type in how many people want to write a book, and you'll see this stat where it says more than 80% of Americans, which is around 277 million people, say they want to write a book, but less than 1% ever do. And even though only 1% out of that 80% who say they want to write a book actually go and publish one, the size of the book publishing industry in just the US alone is still $45.8 billion. So this is a growing and hot industry. But the problem is most people want to do this thing, right? They want to write a book, but less than 1% do. And it's because writing books the old way, the traditional way, is extremely difficult. So a few reasons that people don't finish their books, right? Why is it such a small number? Well, traditional book writing is super time consuming. If you sit down, you write it page by page, which I've done on 2 books, it takes a really, really long time if you don't use any of the methods that I want to share with you here. So it's time consuming. You need some writing skills typically. It's very slow, and most don't finish their books. Like they'll sit down for months and they'll write the book and sometimes throw the entire thing away because they don't like it. So it can take a long time. You need some writing skills to make sure it sounds good. It can be very slow, and most people, even after all of that, don't finish the book and take it to being published. Now, if you are the expert and you enjoy writing, you like to sit down, you look forward to it, you like writing page by page for hours every day, knock yourself out, right? I'm not going to tell you not to do that. I like doing that for my first couple of books, so I understood the process. But it's not like the process of writing a book, the traditional way, is rocket science. You sit down, you decide on the topic, you outline the book, and then you just get to writing. So if you have the knowledge, you're an expert, you enjoy doing this, knock yourself out. I'm not going to tell you not to. But if you're not an expert, or if you are and writing makes you sick to your stomach, just the thought of sitting down for months at a time for hours every day, then this new way I'm going to show you in this video is a lot better, and it requires 0 writing at all. Okay, I know that sounds crazy, but I call this the writerless method. Now, I have a brand called 1 Hour Books where I both teach people how to use these methods to create books for clients, and I work one-on-one with clients helping them create their books using this process and launch and sell their books as well. So 1 Hour Books, there's 2 different methods that we use. Method number 1 is we use AI to convert 1 to 2 hour interviews into a high quality book. So we either can interview ourselves if you're creating a book for ourselves, and then we take that interview transcription and then we run it through a process I'm going to show you in just a second, and we turn that into a book. If we are doing this for a client, we're publishing client books, we can interview the client for 1 to 2 hours, and we use AI, we use technology to convert that into a high quality book. Now, method number 2, which is a newer method I've been using, is we use AI to convert existing content into a book. So if you're doing this for yourself and you have a backlog of content, you can take like your online course videos, your coaching programs, your Zoom trainings, your webinars. It could be blog articles, YouTube videos, whatever content that you have, you could take that, organize it, and then you can convert it into the content and chapters of a book. If you're doing this for clients, same thing. You would just find someone who has existing content, you would organize it, outline it, and make sure that it is relevant to whatever the book topic's about, and you would use AI to convert that content into a book. Okay? Now, all of this, right? Interviewing clients, you're interviewing yourself, or converting existing content, right? If you're doing this for yourself or a client, none of these methods require writing. Okay? You can do all of this without writing a single word of the book yourself. Now, why do these methods work so well? And why would you want to do this over traditional book writing? Well, if you're creating your own book, obviously this is going to be faster and easier than sitting down and writing it the traditional way, page by page, which means you're actually going to get your book done and you're actually going to make money from your book. Okay, so if you're creating your own book, it's faster, easier, you actually get it published and launched, and the book does what it was designed to do, which is to help you make more money, grow your business. Okay, if you're creating books for clients, well, in my last video, I'll link to it below if you haven't watched it, I talked about the starving crowd and why not selling burgers to a starving crowd is one of the things that's holding you back from hitting whatever your income goal is. So we have a starving crowd here. 80% of people, 80% of Americans say they want to write a book, but less than 1% ever do. And this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. So there's a starving crowd of a lot of people who want to do something, but they don't have the means to do it, or they don't have the time to do it. And so if you're creating books for clients, this is a starving crowd type of audience that you're targeting. Experts have the knowledge, but they lack the time to put together a book or to write their book. They also might have a ton of content, right? So some people might have a lot of podcasts, videos, blogs, products, online courses, and whatnot. and you can take that and turn that into a high quality book that makes them more money and gets them more sales for whatever else that they're selling. Books also help establish them as an authority and helps them to sell their mid and higher ticket offers. So books alone are not going to make you rich unless you're selling millions and millions of copies, which is not likely, but it will help you or help your clients to position themselves as an authority and as a result sell more of their mid and higher tiered offers. So this is an in-demand, low competition, high value service that anyone can offer, even complete beginners. And this is something that I'm still offering today as a one-on-one service. I'm also teaching people with no prior background, no prior experience in this at all, in publishing and writing, anything to do with this, and they're going and getting 2K to 5K clients on their first shot. So this is an in-demand, low competition, high value service that anyone regardless of background can offer. And the best part is it doesn't take you anything to go out and deliver this, okay? You could pay some freelancers and for some softwares that's going to help you to speed it up, but you don't have to. You can start doing this for free. Now, what is the actual process? How do we go about and create and launch a book super fast without writing it? What is the step-by-step process? So let's walk through that now. First thing is you need to decide on an NDFE book topic. And NDFE stands for new, different, fast, and easy. You want some kind of book topic or idea that is new, different, fast, and or easier than what the market, your target reader, is already exposed to. So if I go here, my 1 hour book system, this is an example of an NDFE idea. It's new, right? This way of publishing books using interviews and using AI and using the conversion method, this is a new way of publishing books as opposed to the traditional way. It's different, right? I guess new and different kind of go hand in hand. But it's different because it's different in the traditional way. It's new because I've only started teaching this and sharing this for the past few months. It's faster, obviously, than sitting down and doing it the old way. And it's easier because you don't have to sit down and write for 3 to 6 hours a day for many months. So that's an example of an NDFE book topic or idea. And you can use AI to help you come up with this. You can just have a conversation. Hey, this is something I'm thinking of writing a book about. I want to position this as something that's NDFE. And can you help me come up with ideas or topics that I can make my book around and how to position my thing as NDFE? Now, the book topic should be based on a result and the steps to get the result. So the 1 hour book system is how you can publish a book without writing it super fast. And I also talk about how you can get paid to do this as a service for other people. And so you can see the chapters are just the steps on doing that. So the 1 hour book system is the result. You're going to create a 1 hour book. And these are the steps to doing that. Okay. So when you're coming up with the book topic and the chapters and you're outlining it, each chapter is a step. And the book topic and the subtitle are the result that you're helping people to get. And then the chapter is just explaining step by step how to do that. Now, once you have your topic and you have the chapter outlines and you know exactly what you want the book to be about and you have something like this, then you are going to, if you're doing the interview method, you would interview yourself or the expert for each chapter, each step. This could take 1 to 2 hours, okay? In each chapter, you're going to explain what it is, why it's important, how to actually implement it, and then proof or examples of it in action. So an example here, you can see, let's go to brainstorm your book. If I go down, you're going to see what this is. Before we create your book, we need to know NDFE. And I talk about like AI prompts on how to do it, why it's important. And then I have an example, right? An example or proof shot. So you can have like a testimonial. You could have a live breakdown or example or a case study. So this is the structure of each chapter and how you do the interview, whether it's for yourself or for a client. So what it is, why it's important, how to do it, proof it works. As you're doing this, okay, and you interview yourself, I just took my iPhone and I just interviewed myself on my iPhone, and then I sent the recording over to my computer, and I used a tool called Rev.ai. And I believe they give out a certain number of free minutes every month of transcription. So I sent over the recording. I recorded the entire interview on my phone. I think it was like 53 minutes. Sent it over to my computer, uploaded it into Rev.ai, and then I got a transcription that looked like this. So this is the raw recording or the raw transcription from the 53-minute recording of me walking through each chapter of the book, okay? And then what I used was, I can't remember what I used, but it was either ChatGPT or Claude, and you can start with the free plan if you want, but the paid plans are a bit better. So if you can upgrade, it's only like 20 bucks a month and more than worth it. But these days I like to use Claude for anything that's creative or writing related. And I would just take the transcription and I would take my outline of the chapters and just go through each chapter. I would go to Claude or ChatGPT and just say, hey, here's the raw transcription of chapter 1. Can you clean this? Can you make sure that it flows into a well-designed and well-read book chapter? And don't change the essence of the core transcription. I just want you to take out like the ums and the ahs and make sure that it reads like a real book. So I use some simple AI prompts to clean and convert the transcription. I organize it into the chapters. And from there, we have a book. I didn't format it at that point. I just had like a full-on Google Doc that looked like this. And it had all of the chapters with the edited content. So basically just taking the transcription here, using AI to clean it up, and then putting it into a separate doc like this, where I can eventually go and format it and make sure it looks good, okay? So at this point, we have the edited book, right? The content of the book. Still not formatted, it's still not made pretty yet, but we have the core content of the book. And my book was, I think, a 53-minute interview turned into a 37-page book, just for some context. From there, we can create the cover, and you can either use Canva to do this. You can use a free plan on Canva, or you can go over to Fiverr and create the cover, or hire someone to create the cover there. I like to do it myself because I just keep it really simple. So you can see this is just a text design. I put the text here. I put a white box behind the 1 hour words. I have a little green accent line. And I published 8 books since 2020, and they all follow a pretty similar format to this as far as the covers go. I'm not a designer, okay? This is just, I want to make sure it's readable, and this is just as simple as I can do it. And it only takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to get this done. So we have the title, we have a little accent bar here, and we have a subtitle, and then the author name, which is myself. And that's it. This is what I use. If you go to Amazon, you type in 1 hour book system, you will see that same cover. That's exactly what I use for this book. So I created it myself, takes me like 10 minutes or so. If you want to just save all the time and you don't want anything to do with design, just go to Fiverr and you can find somebody who designs book covers. You're probably going to pay $5 to $25, which is very inexpensive relative to how much you're going to be using the cover. And so get it done, whether it's yourself or through Fiverr. Now what you do is you format the content. So the main areas that I format are the title page, table of contents, headers, paragraphs, and footer. So we have the title page, okay? Title, subtitle, author, copyright. We have the table of contents. So I list out and I link the chapters to where it is in the book. And I also like to add a footer that has a CTA. So the CTA goes to whatever I want the reader to do next after reading the book. So this goes to one of my programs where I teach people how to build an agency around this. So you can see it says free training on getting paid to publish books for people. This goes over to another page where there's a video that walks through the system. And those are the main areas that I add as far as formatting. So title page, table of contents, and the footer CTA, page numbers as well. And then as far as the font, I just edit the headers and then the paragraph. I think this is size 18. Yep, and then size 12. So that's pretty much all that I edit. I also add images here, like screenshots if I have any. So you can see here, there's some examples of like a sales page and a thank you page. So that's pretty much all I do as far as formatting the content. You also, let's see, if I go to page setup here, you also want to do the paper size. So I changed the statement 5.5 by 8.5, and then I change all the margins to 0.5. And this just gets it ready for uploading to Kindle if you want to upload it to Kindle. Okay, so that is formatting the content. Then what you want to do is publish it. So I publish on my own website. I also publish on Amazon. If I'm doing this for a client, I ask the client first. Sometimes they don't want to publish it on Amazon. So the core place that I like to publish it is on the website because we can collect lead and customer information. Just so you have context, this is an example on my website. I sell it as a membership, okay? It's the 1 hour book system membership. And this is on Amazon. So it's the same book, uploaded, takes like 5 minutes to upload it to Amazon. And I'm getting sales here, I don't know, every other day or so. But the best part about that is it's free distribution, and I haven't done any marketing on this page. We go back here. The launch, this is just when you tell people that it's live. I have an email list, I have a social media following. So I just tell people there, hey, send an email out, my book is ready. Check it out here, buy it here, whether it's free or paid. And then I also go on social media, hey, my book is live, check it out here. I also was running ads. So I was running YouTube ads and Facebook and Instagram ads. And I was going to my sales page. It still is going to my sales page here where people can get the membership and the book. And that is the launch. So usually because I have the email list and social media following, I start there and then I use ads to ramp it up and scale it up. Total time needed to create and launch a book, 6 to 7 hours. If this is your first time going through this process, obviously it's going to take a bit longer, but once you get into the groove, you can get this done really, really quickly. I got this entire book done and launched in like 2 days or so, and that was with me not working the entire time. So I did the recording, I went through this process, I published it, I launched some ads, and I did that all within about 2 days or so. Total time, 6 to 7 hours, and then also writing required is 0. As you just saw, we had to do 0 writing if you followed this process. Now, I know some of you are probably wondering, well, I'm not an expert. I can't create a book for myself, so this isn't very relevant. Well, actually it is, because you can make $10K a month plus by publishing client books. You don't have to be the expert. You can just become the expert in this method, in this system. And so what you would do is you would find clients, you're looking for experts, people who know things about a certain thing, and you go to YouTube, you go to LinkedIn, there's all types of niches that you can work with, and you would look for people who can turn their knowledge into some kind of book. And so there's going to be people with content. This is why I actually like to go on YouTube nowadays, is because everyone there already has content. That's what their YouTube channels are. So you can prioritize people who have content, because if they already have content, you can just bypass the interview. So you can just take their existing content, no interview needed, and you can follow this process to turn that existing content into a high quality book. Now, what you can do if this is your first client, you would give them a no risk offer. So you tell them, hey, I see you have all this content on YouTube, or you have this course that you're not selling publicly. And so I could take that content, I can turn it into a book that helps you to get more customers coming in, leads and customers coming in, and you only pay me once you're happy with the book and right before we launch. How does that sound? And so you can make the fee $5,000. They only pay you if it's your first or second client, they would pay you once they're happy and approve the book. And if you get 2 clients a month, I know I'm oversimplifying it, but if you get 2 clients a month at $5K using this process, it's not a very hard process to understand, you're already at $10K a month. And I have a bunch of students in my accelerator group who have gone through this process in a very short amount of time, are at $10K a month plus, offering this as a service. So you find clients on YouTube and LinkedIn, prioritize the people who have content so you can bypass the interview. You make them a no risk offer if it's your first or second client, where they pay you $5K after they approve the book and after they like it. And then you publish their book using the method and process I shared above. You collect a case study from the happy client. You can also, if you want to, offer additional ongoing services. So this could be things like book funnel build outs, email marketing, ads, consulting on the entire process. Consulting comes more when you've worked with a lot of clients and you have expertise that people want to pay for, but you can offer additional ongoing services after the launch of their book. You can even, I have clients who want to publish their second and third books, targeting a different market segment. And then from there, you share your results publicly to attract more clients to you. Eventually, you don't have to do any kind of outreach. You can just have content out there and ads out there that are attracting people to you. And you repeat these steps for as big or as small as you want to go. Sometimes I have students who come in, they're like, hey, I just want to get just 1 client a month, right? $5,000 extra a month would be life-changing. And so that's great. If you only want 1 client, then you only have to go out and do minimal work, get 1 client, $5,000 checks, and you're happy. If you want to grow to 10K, 20K plus a month, then you're probably going to need 2 to 4 clients a month. And so you follow this process, you repeat this process based on your pricing until you get to whatever goal that you have for yourself. Okay? It's not a very complicated process. I just walked through it here. And this is the new way of creating books without writing them, the new writerless method. Okay, this is the 1 Hour Books brand. I just shared the 2 different methods that we use. And this is why I say don't write a book, do this instead because it's a lot faster. You get to the result a lot quicker. And this is a highly in-demand service that people will pay thousands of dollars for if you can take it to them. It's also very unique because not many people are offering this as a service, at least from what I've seen. So next steps, if this sounds interesting to you and you want help getting paid to do this and learning this system, you can learn this entire system if you join my 1 Hour Book System membership. It's $9.90 a month. It's going to be linked in the description. I'm going to show you how to do an interview and also how to do the conversion method and turn that into a book following the process above. If you want to start and grow a publishing agency and grow it to 10 to 20K a month as quickly as possible, then you should check out the accelerator that will also be linked in the description. I'll work directly with you to get your first client, snowball that into multiple clients, make sure they get amazing results with their books, and help you grow a legitimate book publishing agency that hits whatever target that you set out for yourself. Okay, but whatever you choose, I hope this was useful. This is the new way of publishing books without writing it. You can do this for yourself, you can do this for clients, you can do a hybrid of both, but you can get paid really good money doing this either on your own books or for clients, or you can just do something like me where you do a hybrid of both of those. But I hope you found this video useful. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be posting a lot more content around books and AI and marketing. So subscribe to the channel if you're not, and I'll see you in the next video.